Whoa. Mhm. The reason I asked for meta is I'm like 45% profit, 6, 5, 15. You need 1 day to recoup for your birthday. Boom. All right. I think we're live. Is this on? I think it's on. What? Boom. Where are we at? All right, here we go. What am I looking for here? What I'm looking for is the SPX, and I'll show you why in about 2 seconds. Give me 1 second. I gotta copy this over to another channel. 1 second. Boom. Don't look at that. That is my private stuff. Boom. All right. I'm good. All right, so I'm looking for this pullback, right? If you look at this level over here, the 15-minute, this is showing me a nice cup and handle. And I don't think this is going to break down. If it breaks down, I'd be pretty shocked. Let's see if I can get this below 380. Let's see if I can grab one at 360. Oh, let's go. Fingers crossed it lets me in on this. We're in. We're in at 360. So I'm looking at these 4395 calls on the SPX, and the reason for this is this cup and handle. This is a cup and handle over here. This is like a 5. Here, I'll put this on the 30-minute chart over here. There's a gap that I'm waiting to fill right here, and it's at 4407. These being in the money, these will be worth over these would probably be worth like 800, 900 a piece if it can get up there. We don't have a ton of volume, so I would cut my stop loss short if it continued to break down. But a lot of the times when we break these levels, we break out, we'll see a pullback, and then we'll see a bounce. If it goes right through it, then I'll probably hop out. But I did just kind of buy the bottom of it. So I'm at 360 right now. I'd probably keep a small stop loss of like maybe $70 at 290. That would be the level that it breaks down entirely. Volume is really low today. It might just screw this thing entirely up. But for now, this is what I'm playing. I'm playing this little jump up. Hopefully this can engulf this back up. If not, then we would see a little bit of a rip. So I'm looking at this 439 level right here at this this level for a reason. So if you look at the hourly chart, look at the boom on the hourly. That is where we closed at last Friday. So 439.01 is where we're checking. The reason I like it so much is there's a gap on the daily. A lot of the times you'll see these big breakdowns and a recovery all day, and then we'll end up closing and filling that gap. So that's kind of what I'm playing right now. I'm only on one right now at 360, up $20 a contract. I'll probably end up buying a couple more if we can get that rip up above. If this can get above 438, I might add to it. I'm just scared of the volume because it's really doing nothing right now. So if this continues to decay and get down to like 300, I would probably stop myself out like $60. Just one contract. Not looking good so far on the daily, on the 5-minute. Looks like it's going to pull back a little bit. These things are only moving like 30 cents at a time, which is pretty brutal. If I were to add at all, it would be right back on this line. The reason I love this trade so much is this cup and handle, but if this just engulfs all the way down, that shows me that there's no reversal. We would need this to bounce. That's why I only bought one for now. End of day moves, never buy more than like 1 to like 5 contracts, potentially if I see something massive, but as of right now, I see nothing. I see no move. It is bouncing right at this level. I am down $60. I'm trying to be a little bit more patient on this. I don't want to just stop myself out of one if it does bounce off this downtrend. So just trying to be a little bit more patient. I might try to get my average down to 330. And then when it pushes back up to that 500, be up a pretty nice amount. I don't think it's going to bounce though. There's no volume. This might be a dead trade, honestly. Down $100. Would really like to see this bounce. It's only 50 cents, so that's the thing. And then obviously the 3339 or 4395 is not that far off, so my mom just texted me and asked me what my zip code was to send me a birthday present. And it was like 3 days ago. All right, so let's see. I'm at 360. I hate this price action. You guys know I hate Mondays. I know it's Tuesday, but it's a Monday because the market was closed yesterday, so I don't really trade too much on days like this. I did make a nice little trade on Meta this morning from the top. If you guys were in Kush's channel, made a nice little small amount of money off that, and then I caught a lot of that SPX puts. I missed the entire run up because I was making breakfast. Happened a little later than I like to trade in the morning, but that's all I'm in. I do like this bounce though. I do like this bounce. I might have to add into one here. I love this cup and handle. If I get rid of these and I stop watching those, this is a cup and here's the handle. And I think that we could break out towards that 439 gap. I don't know if you guys are following along with what I'm saying, but that daily chart has that gap. So then the market would end flat. If it gets above this high of the day mark, 438.37, it'd run to 439, no problem. But the problem is that's only like maybe $1.30 move right now. And in the SPX end of day, if it chops its way up there, then it's no opportunity. I was hoping it would really happen right away on this breakout, but the volume didn't stay there. So I'm still in these. I'm obviously down $20 on one. But now that I'm seeing this bounce, I might have to get involved again. I'll see how it reacts after this 5-minute candle. Let me watch the 15-minute. So this is the high of the day. So let's make this a little bit easier for everybody to read. This is going to be yellow. This is going to be the target. And these contracts will be worth like $800 a piece if it can get there before 3 o'clock. So, oh wait, let's not make that yellow. Let's make this green as the target point. That is where we take profits. My stop is probably going to have to be like down here. Keep the stops real small. So I'll make this red. I hope this makes sense. Stop is red, green is take profit, yellow you could trim if you add. So this cup and handle is still intact, so I'm going to hold on to this just for a little bit longer here. This candlestick is going to be almost a tell-all for me. If it goes below 437.50, then I've got to hop out of this. It's weak as hell. I really want to add to this, but I don't want to buy two and lose another $50 on a drop down. I don't even know what I'm up in this account today. Small account's up $400. So that's from the meta trade and a little bit of an SPX catch earlier. So this thing is slowly cooking, 300 to 500 a day. I don't really lose too much in this account. I think that every single day I stream on this thing, we're always green from the morning. That's all from Kush's channel too, so tune into that in the morning. I always call whatever I'm trading out. I'm not liking this now, guys. It's really dropping down on me. It's tried to bounce a couple times here, but now I'm down $100 on one. Yeah, there's no strength. There's no buyers anywhere. We're losing 437.50. I'm down 130 on it. All right, I'm looking for the bounce on this one last time. If it doesn't go through, then I'm going to stop out at 220. So I'll lose an extra $30. Oh, it just died. My average is now 300. If it gets down to 200, I would lose $200. Looks like that might happen. Damn. That's going to happen. I'm going to get stopped. All right, and out of one and out of the other. That was fucking terrible. Well, there's the bounce. I'm still in one, but I'm only up 300 on the day. just hit this stop loss. This is crazy. The cup and handle looks so good with this gap. It might still happen, but maybe I just caught it a little early. It's a pretty wild breakout to just a complete sell-off. So we'll see what happens at this bounce level, but it's kind of hard for me to add back in now that it just dropped like that. But I still love that cup and handle. It's just a complete fake out. This is why I hate Mondays and Tuesdays or Tuesdays that act like Mondays, because there's no volume. So things don't really play out. But still got to keep small stop losses. I'll lose $100 a contract to potentially make $400. And that might be it. That might be it, guys. I don't think that I'm going to trade anything else now that I'm only up $250. Just lost about $200 on that trade, $220. That was dumb as hell because it broke out of this downtrend. I had this 15-minute cup and handle run up, and then it just completely went against me. And I probably should have known better when it has minimal volume. We have 50 million in volume right now, so we're about half of what we're usually at. But that's what I'm watching. I don't really see too much else on the daily chart. I'll give you guys what I'm watching like for swing trades or anything like that, but I don't see much. I'll clear all these things out here so we can see if we can get any action. But that's such a stinger because look at this. This cup looked so good. We got that reversal and just completely reversed on us. So fuck you, SPX. But Snow, I know I was talking a lot about Snow. I still think that we see 205 in this. And the fact that it's getting cheaper makes it even better for us because this was like a nice little cup and handle breakout. And got a nice little sell-off on this. So that's looking pretty good, to be honest. And it's in this little uptrend still. So it's bouncing a little bit. I could take a risk and see, maybe swing some 180s, 185s, see if tomorrow we get that bounce level. I saw a lot of call buyers coming in on Snow. So I could potentially take like a small trade on this and see what it's like because it's down a lot the last few days. 194 to 178 is a pretty healthy pullback. So these June 30th calls of 190s, nah, they're not that good because they're 350 and the monies will be basically 100%, but by the time it gets there, it wouldn't be that much. Snow, Datadog. Datadog is another one that I am watching. I don't think that that's ready yet, but I think that there's a 105 level. Let me see. I hate this one because of the spreads. Damn, only 250 today now? That's so annoying. Okay, so this thing is trash, actually, so we're going to stay away from that. Meta is another one. I caught some puts earlier today, but it looks like it wants to bounce even more, which is crazy to me. 287. This could go to 290. Honestly, 300 level is on watch for me. I'm just worried that the market's going to start pulling back. Holy shit, Tesla's up to 270. I did not see that happen at all today. Wow. 261 to 270. Those are probably so expensive being Tuesday, though. NVIDIA, I saw some 405 put buyers pretty heavily today. I'll probably stay away from that. It's probably just a hedge. Home Depot's still on a very big watch for me. The stock just trades very odd because there is that gap to 312. So that's still on my watch list. It looks pretty shitty, so I'll probably stay away from that as well. There really is not a lot of good setups right now. I might have to shift over to looking at like Waste Management or Walmart, Lowe's potentially. That's still a weird one. Goldman Sachs coming down pretty nicely. Now, there isn't really too much out there. Once I see a good setup, I would play it, but FDX not so much. Netflix. Netflix looks like it could be a good put trade, honestly. Maybe down to like this 411. But But all the major players, they all look pretty good to me. Meta would be a good one, or Coin might be a good play to sell some puts. But realistically, it's just such a slow moving day. I don't really see too much. I did love this cup and handle on this 15-minute chart on the SPY, but completely broke down just randomly off that because there's such low volume. But I could look at Meta real quick too. 287. A lot of my levels that I've had for the past 3 weeks, I've definitely had to scale back a little bit. I've been having a crazy ass month, month of May and June actually. But now my levels are basically gone. I don't see very many setups in the market whatsoever. I might have to flip to the put side here pretty soon. I like Amazon a little bit to downside as well. But those contracts don't really pay too much, so it's tough to play those. Tesla's at 270. I almost bought, wow, I would have been up $11,000 off 100 shares. I almost bought them at 160. Shopify, how's this one doing? Coming back down too. Give me like 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back. I just hear somebody. I think my mail is here. 1 second. Why do I want to get back in this? Why do I see the SPX still going to go? I hate this. And it's so choppy. I don't want to catch this because it's gonna hurt my soul if it ends up not going. But this hammer candle always is a good sign to me at the bottom of a Bollinger Band. All right. We'll go for one more. Potentially. Ooh, I just saw something happen on the... I don't know if you guys use Unusual Whales, but ENPH. I've been watching some puts on this thing for a long time. And I need to see the daily chart real quick. It's a massive sell-off. 5%. Makes you think it's going to like 150. 1600 for January. Look at like August. Damn, these are expensive as hell. 150. Oh, that's not bad. 24 days though. Look at 30. 150s are 253. That could be a very interesting play. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna go with these one. Do we think it's gonna break down below that? It looks like a pretty hefty sell-off right there. Is it bouncing? Not really. I really like this downside. The reasons that I like the ENPH downside so much is I haven't really charted much this week, so this is me charting right now. Sorry if it's boring, but I like this. I like this downside. This weekly chart too, it's forming like a nice little bear flag. It finally started to break down. Looks like we could retest this 155. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for the 155 strike. Actually, maybe I'll do 160s. It's at 168. That would put me in the money. These would be worth like 1,300 a piece. If it gets down to that 155, I'm gonna go for these. I like those price. I like that price. And I don't know why it's getting hit so hard right now, but I'm going one for now in this account. We're in. Yeah, I'm swinging that. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm swinging this play. I'm swinging ENPH. I've been watching this for a while. I'll tell you my reasoning, and you guys can decide with whatever you want to do. But I've been watching this for a long time. And the reason for it is because I can't believe COVID was over 3 years ago now. Holy shit. Look at this stock. Enphase was a $3 stock back in 2019. Ran all the way to 400 in 3 years, which is ridiculous growth. Great company, but it was at like 50s, 60s like during 2020. Then it just exploded and it never came back down. It's like one of the only stocks that didn't get destroyed during that like 2021, 2022 reset. So it kind of looks like a bear flag to me. They had terrible earnings, and now we started to recover a little bit, and now we're having a massive sell-off. So I feel like that could be the catch wind. And I just saw let me see. Unusual whales. I'm trying to look at the volume on that put that I just saw because the volume in this could be huge. Usually you catch those. ENPH put side. I think I'm just in one right now. Wow. A lot of people are taking meta puts too. Yeah, there's a lot of people buying puts in ENPH. It's not like a heavy volume, but pretty decent volume. This guy bought 598 calls to be $200 strike. That guy is out of his mind. He's got to be strangling that or something. Bum, bum, bum. Whew. Sorry, guys. I'm doing a little bit of research on the call flow right here just to see if we can catch something, but not seeing much. I do really like that. I do like this the ENPH play. I don't know if anybody's going to play it or not, but I'm only up 250 now that I lost that $200 on SPX. I actually might take this as a pretty hefty position with these 160 puts. I like these a lot. I like that weekly breakdown. Let's see what the daily's like. It's probably pretty low. It's got a lot of room. I mean, this 152 is its low. If we retest that low, these will be in the money about $10, and they'll be worth about $1,100 a piece. And I feel like the call side in snow is also a good swing too, but the premiums are a little messed up. It's probably because we were tweeting about it so much the last 2 weeks. Should we? Hey guys, I don't see much. Maybe CrowdStrike. This could be a good one. 1 second. Let me see crowd. I have some drawings on this still. Nah. Not seeing much, guys. It's pretty brutal out here when we're at the top. We always got to be patient once the market starts topping off. But day trades and scalps are that there's going to be this market. It's not going to be really a swing market. Unless you're playing downside on something, which I like the ENPH, but I've never really swung it too much. So I'm going to see just one for now. I'm not even going to put that in my big account. I'm just going to want to see the price action of it. And that if I like it, and it doesn't start getting crushed or theta decayed or whatever, then I'll end up continuing the downside for this and adding to some puts. But I do like the 160 puts for, I don't even remember which ones I bought. 160 put for July 14th. So about 30 days out, 28 days out. Shouldn't be bad. And if it starts running down, it'll be worth 200%, 150%. It's only one for me right now, so I'm not fully confident. So just like the price action of it right now, and I'm not seeing much other to test the waters with. So that's where I stand. But here comes Power Hour. Maybe this cup and handle will finally play its way out. We'll see what the SPY does. But any questions? Because there's really nothing happening today. I'm an open table right now, so. $4,395. Oh, also the course. I sent out a couple of those with the 50% discount. I'm closing that probably tomorrow. So if you're into it, if you're interested in doing that, I would definitely do that by tomorrow. I did open up a few more, so if you're interested in that with the 50% discount code, definitely do that by tonight or tomorrow if you're serious about it. If not, no worries. Just let me just know that I'm closing that code out by tomorrow. But this SPX play, I'm still interested in doing. Man, and if it closes at 4407, too, these could go from 80 to like 300. These could go to like 800. That'd be like $6,000 on 10 of them. Okay, come on. Let's see if we can get any volume. Let's see if we can get any volume. I really like these hammer candles, but I hate this low volume stuff. How was my birthday? My birthday was by far my favorite birthday I've ever had. I had a great time. I had a bunch of friends come in town. One of my friends plays in the NBA. He came, just walking around being 6'9" at the bar. He looked like a creature everywhere we went. Got some nice table service Friday, sponsored an event on Thursday. The event was amazing down here in Tampa. And then little club in action on Friday. Saturday, we had a grill out at a pool, my friend's house. So just overall great weekend. Sunday we had people were making me dinner. It was great. Beautiful, beautiful celebration. I feel like shit because of it, but having a good time. And it looks like this is not going to figure out. What do you see as overall themes you've talked about on Snow? I think we discussed the shift from the tech to industrials, quantum computing, AI, etc. Yeah, I think so too. I think that the big shift out of technology is coming here pretty soon. I actually just started covering some positions in the TQQQ. This thing is at $40. That is crazy to me. This thing was at 16. It's only going to get better. Um, Qs are going to go wild. I did start covering some positions and I did secure some positions as well off that, but I sold some cash secured puts just in case. Uh, just a game, obviously. So the way that I like to describe it is now that I have my wheel, I play the wheel game with the ETFs, right? Especially the triple leverage when it was so destroyed. But I have my shares. I have a bunch of shares now. I'll sell cover calls against them. Sometimes I'll take my shares off the top just because I have so many of them, and I'll sell cash secured puts after I secure those. So when I sell my cash secured put, I'm just collecting more money for myself. And if it does drop, I'll just buy more shares at a lower price level than when I sold them at. And if it continues to go up, at least I collect that premium and I still have shares riding against it. So, in those covered call positions, all that will happen is I collect that premium as well. And if it goes up, basically it'll just sell my shares at the strike I sold the call at. So, there's really I'm really in a great spot right now with my average being 21. I'm up almost 100% on this trade and then some because I've been selling premiums against it. So probably one of the best investments I've had in a long time. I put a lot of my money in there. I really did believe in this trade. And about 60% of my net worth is in this at about $21 a share. So I basically doubled 60% of my net worth just holding this for, I don't know, 10 months, 6 months. So I'm pretty happy with that trade. I used to make a bunch of content about it. Used to have a lot of trolls saying it's just going to zero. But here we are. Here we are, baby. But the shift, what you're talking about, is that's tech, right? So that's why I'm starting to cover them, sell them, push this out. So it's just basically operating in the wheel. I could buy SQQQ if I want to. That's the inverse of the Qs. It could run up. So there's a lot of hedging strategies I could use for my long term. But I just started doing that because I think tech is going to start getting weaker, soften up a little bit, and start pulling back. So you could see that shift into industrials. You could look into like Waste Management, CAT, McDonald's, Staples, all that kind of stuff, Dollar General. But again, those are tougher to play. They're not the best trading stocks in the world. But actually, Waste Management daily chart doesn't look that bad. Let's see if we can swing that bad boy. I used to love this stock because they're so cheap. Look at this, $50 to $260 if it moves $5. I know it's only up 19 cents today, but I mean, this thing went from 160 to 165 in 3 days. So it's a beautiful, beautiful stock to swing if we can get it at the right time. So I do kind of like this. That's the daily. I don't really like the daily as much, but that 170 level looks pretty decent. If people start piling back into industrials, Waste Management has a pretty good base here on the weekly with that 170 potential and that 176 as well. And these are far out. Like these are 24 days out and they're 50 cents. So Waste Management used to be one of my sleeper plays, but it stopped moving as much as it used to. But I could play this easy. 170 right here for August 18th. Hold on a second. You mean to tell me that if this goes to 1.6, and look at the theta on these, you lose 4 cents overnight. That's it, 4 cents on $240. These are just so safe. These are so safe. If people start piling back into industrials and we get back above this 170 and these go in the money to test that 175 on the weekly, these things could go insane. What did this hit today? 165.84. So it doesn't move too much on daily time frame. Sometimes it does though. About $3. For sharing the knowledge. Took some 180 calls 3 weeks out for DG. Let's take a look. I might go back to that Waste Management play. Ah. That's a great play. This is huge. Look at this drop. It's never going to make it back. Like you're never going to see this just spike to 180 to that 200 because that's just not how it happens. But you did see almost a $5 move in one day here. I'm sure that those went pretty wild. 180 for 3 weeks out might be a little bit wild. If you took some 180 calls, it might be better to sell those and buy like in the monies because then you won't get theta trapped as much. But I don't know. I'd probably. It's interesting. That's a nice drop, but I probably am going to stay away from that. The only two things I like are this ENPH put, and I really like those Waste Management calls. But it doesn't really move too much. So maybe I would just be throwing away cash. Home Depot could have a really big day here pretty soon. I'm just staying away for now until I set an alert at 304. Such a weird stock. Where's McDonald's? I feel like a lot of people are going to start eating this. Damn, man. I keep missing this shit. 280 to 190. Look at this run up. This is ridiculous. That Waste Management play actually is one of the best things I've seen in a minute. I don't like it it's at the top of the Bollinger Band though, because it could just like consolidate for here for a while. I think I'm going to be patient on these. If I see this thing hit 165, 75 one more time, 166, I will probably take this. For August? I just don't want to see a big pullback and then a bounce at this trend line. So I'm going to be patient on it, but I do like those. And this isn't moving anywhere. SPY is done. That cup and handle just kind of just stayed sideways. So I think it's pretty much over. I don't see any volume or anything during the day, but I am watching that waste management play for the upside. And I do like the ENPH for the downside. I would be very careful swinging like Netflix, Meta, all that type of stuff. Stop swinging the calls. It's a low volume week right now. Obviously, 4-day week is always low volume. We're at 53 million in volume, and 96 is the usual. So we're almost just a little bit above half the volume. That's why you're not seeing big moves. Usually Wednesday and Thursday are the best days to trade. So let's see if we can get some movements for tomorrow. I'm starting to feel like things are going to top out, and we're going to see a significant drop. So be very careful out there, guys. I don't really see too much going on right now. Up $9,000 in the last 10 days. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Deck. $9,000 in 2 days. Any thoughts on Mara and Riot? Somebody just told me they bought a bunch of shares of Mara last week. Holy shit. Well, good thing they did. Was there news? Or is this just crypto booming again? If we want to talk about crypto real quick, I think that this is going to make... I'm going to cash out probably like 150 grand here pretty soon in crypto. I have a pretty lengthy position here in Ethereum, and I have a target sell around this 2,700, and I even might hold on to it for that $5,000 rip. Maybe. We'll see. But this chart looks really, really good to me. We got this hammer right here. We're starting to finally expand. If we start expanding, I could see this going over 2,100, no problem. $400 a coin. I have so many coins of this right now, so I'm really hoping this thing just starts taking off. But the chart looks really good. You get 3 of those soldiers in a row there. That's usually a very bullish sign at the bottom of a trend like that. So we could push towards that 2147, no problem. But other than that, maybe I have to keep my eyes on Mara and what's the other one? Mara and Riot, because they are popping off. God, I'm tired. Riot is $1.45. It could go up here. I would never swing options on these just because they're so damn cheap. I would just buy a bunch of shares. But if I had to choose one between the two, it's probably Riot. This is ridiculous. Like, what did they do to the market? We all fucked it up. Just got another call flow for Walmart. Honestly, guys, I kind of want to swing Snow again. For some reason, I just think that this daily chart looks really good. Nice ass pullback here and a strong trend, bouncing off the uptrend. Tomorrow we could see a nice little slide up to like 188. Probably not going to do it, but I'll talk about it for a while. Ooh, here's my mushroom stock. Oh yeah, I own a penny stock and one penny stock only, and this is it. And I own it at a very, very cheap price. But it got up to $6. I should have sold back then, man. Damn. I'm in around like 63 cents or something like that. I'm still up nicely, but Jesus, I was up a lot. I thought I was just going to go to like 40. Interesting. Yeah, guys, I don't really see much. So the only two things that I'm watching right now, slow, not going to force anything. I tried to play the cup and handle, and I ended up losing $200 at the end of the day, so I'm only up $260 on the day right now. I was up like $470. But we're still rocking out with that. That's not bad. That's not bad gain for a slow day in the small account. I'm looking at these ENPH puts. I actually am in a position for the 160s for about 24 days away. And the other watch I have is waste management, as people are going to start probably funneling into safer stocks here with the market going to pull back. And that's really all I'm watching. So crypto, I feel like could start popping off here pretty soon. But those are my only two. So if you guys have any last questions, I'm probably not going to trade this power hour because there is nothing happening out here. And with options, that's just signing myself up for failure. Have a good night, traders. One small loss for me, but still hot after that $50,000 week. Let's go, man. What did you take? 50K week? VCIG. Maybe I should start trading penny stocks. I feel like everybody always crushes it. I had a 20K week or 20K day on Thursday, but that was a pretty big one. That's all I got, guys. That's all I got. Rich, I see you typing. You got anything special? The people over on YouTube, do you have any recommendations of stocks to enter into at a current price? I'm looking to get my portfolio going again, and I missed the prime entries in October. Rotisserie chicken. I would probably say no. I wouldn't buy anything up here. I think that the market is way too overpriced, and I would just be patient. I think we should get a significant drop here pretty soon. Probably not going to see the same prices that we saw in October. That's why I was screaming at the top of my lungs to buy the triple leverages at very, very small discounts or large discounts. But I would probably just wait. If Snow gets above 179.50, it should take off to 182. I love Snow. I still think it should. Go. I'm still waiting. Realistically, with its weakness the last few days, I'm going to be patient on it and just be sure. But when I look at the daily chart, I have my alert at 186. If I see 186, again, I'll let this run for a while. If I see 186, I could look for that 205 test, which obviously we all see that level right here on the daily chart. That's why I'm looking for it. That's its high. That's what I would look for that test once we start getting back above this. So we're not there yet, but those premiums will start to decay, and then I could take some of those profits off the top. But as of right now, I've kind of milked Snow the last few days, few weeks, so I'm happy with my profits there. But all right, guys, this is the slowest power hour I have seen in quite some time. But it makes sense since it was the holiday and it's a short week. So as it just chops around, we're wasting our time. Does SQQQ and TQQQ have time decay? And would love more info on these. They technically have time decay because they're triple leverage. So anytime that the market drops, 10%, they're down 30%. So 30% of this, blah blah blah. So it can compound to zero technically, but that's why I buy them in bear markets when it's about to reverse than I do in bull markets. So I wouldn't buy it right now. Your percentage is going to be pretty bad. I got them at 20, 21 average. Its low was 16 about a couple months ago, and now it's sitting at 40. And now I'm just covering calls, cash gear puts, all that stuff. So there is a little bit of theta on them technically, time decay, if you will, because it's triple leveraged. But the odds that they go to zero, in my opinion, are pretty low based off of what the economy does and the reaction and supply and demand of these ETFs. So realistically, they could go to zero if you really think about it, but by then you would have a stop loss because it's just shares and they're so cheap that it doesn't really matter. But yeah, technically they have time decay on them. So just think of like whatever the QQQ does. If it's up 2% that day, the triple leverage QQQ is up about 6%. If it's down 2%, then the TQQQ is going to be down 6%, or the SQQQ is going to be up 6%. So it's just the opposites, triple leverages. They're really, really great tools. I love the tech sector, so those are my favorite. You can also do the same thing with the SPY, with the SPXL. SPXL is a good one. That's the triple leverage ETF. That's why you see it up here. A little bit more expensive. It's $87. If you look at its weekly, I think it bottomed out around 50, about 49. So this thing's up almost 100% too. So that's it. Triple leverages. That's the quick lesson. But in terms of trading, I'm probably done for the day because there's nothing happening. I like that ENPH trade that I took. That's my put swing for a little while out. But other than that, that's all I got. Hopefully tomorrow, if you need me, I'll be on Kush's channel trading again. I've been crushing it a long time. Friday, I gave back a little bit of gains, but I was just kind of gambling with the Thursday $20,000 I made. So gave back about $2,000 on Friday, but it was still a $24,000 week. So cannot complain with that. So we will get back. What swing trade did you take in ENPH? I took the 160s for. I'm only in one right now in the small account, and I didn't even add it in my large account. I just want to see how it trades. But I took the 160 put for July 14th. If you look at the daily and the weekly, looks like there's a lot of room down to this, especially with this large earnings sell-off. So that's what I'm in. Hopefully that helps. If you guys need me, I'll be back tomorrow morning in Kush's channel, trading with them, and then I'll be here at 2:30. So hopefully we get some better moves so we can make some money together. All right. Love you. Bye.